Burnsie with you. And Stanford coming in off the victory in Seattle against Washington Thursday night, needing a road sweep. Right now, Joe Lunardi has Stanford on the outside looking in on the wrong side of the bubble. But there's still plenty of time. And Stanford at 17-9, 6-7 in the conference. It's C.J. Ellaby for Washington State. And the rebound, Dejan Davis. We welcome those of you just joining us to Pullman, along with Corey Williams, Roxy Burnsie with you. Pac-12 basketball this Sunday afternoon, Stanford and Washington State. Cardinal needing a win as the pull-up from Spencer Jones is missed and Washington State clears. Right now, Joe Lunardi again has Stanford on the outside looking in of his field of 68, so on the wrong side of the bubble. They need a win here today to put themselves in a good position heading home next weekend for the Mountain Schools visiting Stanford. As Noah Williams missing in Washington State the offensive rebound. Jeff Pollard missing a three and Spencer Jones the rebound. It is senior day as well, the final home game today for Washington State. Starting five for Jared Haas and the Cardinal. As Oscar Da Silva in the block against Jeff Pollard. Spencer Jones lines up a three. Starting five for Kyle Smith in Washington State. Spencer Jones, 42% on his threes this year. 70 of his 80 made field goals this year are threes.
They do a great job of spacing the court. That last three, a nice inside-out touch from Da Silva. Those are the best threes to shoot.
Noah Williams, the freshman drives. The fadeaway. And the rebound, Oscar Da Silva. And that's the one thing, Corey, that makes Stanford so difficult to defend is all five guys are threats from the inside and the outside. Oscar Da Silva to slam.
And that's what set it up. He has a three ball, so you have to respect it. And what you don't expect is that explosive drive to the rim by Da Silva.
Washington State is playing without Isaac Bonton again, missing his third straight game with a hip injury, and their offense has struggled without their point guard. C.J. Ellaby, a step back. Three.
Well, he's almost unstoppable, especially in this gym. The way he hits that step back three, you've got to respect his drive, but he's got a great stroke from the outside.
Last 9 games, Ellaby is 44% from three. Spencer Jones gets the roll up the heel of the rim and did the Michael Jordan shrug there after it went down.
That's finesse, little shooter's touch. When you follow through, get a little backspin on the ball, sometimes it'll dance for you on the rim.
Freshman from Roslyn Park, Kansas. Marvin Cannon on the drive. Noah Williams drops it off, crashes, offense.
Stanford right there.
Early sub for Stanford, Isaac White. The junior from Australia, another terrific three-point shooter in for Stanford. Tony Miller, the junior for Washington State, checks into the game and he steals the pass of Dejan Davis.
Dejan Davis thought Wills was going to stay put and post up. As soon as he let go of the ball, Wills just left.
Final home game for the senior, Jervae Robinson to Jeff Pollard. Has it knocked away by Da Silva. Loose ball, Tyrell Terry scoops it up the freshman for the Cardinal. A transition three, and the rebound tip to Noah Williams. Here come the Cougars. Jervae Robinson rims out a three, and the rebound, Bryce Wills for Stanford. Wills attacks. Knocked away from Dejan Davis. Quad 1 wins, including getting that win at Washington on Thursday night.
That was a big win for Stanford. Talk about getting back to their winning ways. That guy right there is a big part of it. Oscar Da Silva, great post presence, and they really missed him when he was out for those couple of games. He brings a balance to their team. And with him in the lineup, they're just as good as anybody in the Pac-12.
De Silva with 4 already as they trap Noah Williams near midcourt. Washington State without Isaac Bonton today, and that means more of the load on the plate of C.J. Ellaby.
And what it really means for Washington State
Jeff Pollard, the reverse underneath.
More contested shots. Bonton's quickness used to create so much movement and ball rotation and open shots. Guys are going to have to fend for themselves on offense tonight for the Cougars.
Isaac White feeding Oscar De Silva. Shot clock at 7. Dejon Davis missing from the corner. C.J. Ellaby, headmans for Noah Williams. Williams in the key. Rebound, Oscar De Silva. Tyrell Terry thought about the transition 3. De Silva launches. 3.
And that's the difficulty that he brings in terms of defense. The first time he pump fakes the 3, goes all the way in for the dunk. Second time you respect his drive and he nails a 3 right in your face.
Third 3 already for Stanford. An 8-point lead for the Cardinals. Jervae Robinson missing a good look, and the rebound, Oscar De Silva for Stanford.
Good execution right there for the Cougars out of the double team, getting a good open shot, weren't able to knock it down.
Bryce Wills on the block. Has it stripped. C.J. Ellaby pushes. Off balance, throwing up the wild shot, cleaned up and dropped in by
All over the floor, and you hate to see guys stumble and fall like that. Thankfully, nobody was hurt.
And this Washington State offense, in the absence of Isaac Bonton, has struggled the last couple of games. Averaging just 54 points on 29% shooting without Bonton, their point guard. Jaden Dallaire off the bench has a shot swatted by DJ Rodman. Outlet, Jervae Robinson. Miller down the lane. Wild sequence. Miller the finish. And 1. Fourth year at Stanford. 8th overall as a college head coach, 4 years at UAB. Former standout player of both Cal and Kansas. We looked it up. He's played 1 game in this building. Now he hasn't lost to Washington State as a coach. He played once at Beasley Coliseum back in February of 1993. Started the game for Cal, had only 2 points, but Cal won the game by 9 against Washington State.
He went into the history books for that one.
Remainder of that game, great to see that he was able to return about a week later. But in that game against Colorado, Stanford was in a terrific position to win the game as C.J. Ellaby misses a 3. The Cardinals were up double figures. They were already without Bryce Wills, and then De Silva goes down, and Colorado went on a run and came back and won the game that day in Boulder as the drop-in from Jaden Dallaire.
Well, anybody in a Stanford uniform will tell you exactly what he means to their team, not only as an offensive player, but just as a leader. Losing him in that game, very emotional. They weren't able to come back and finish the game.
And a foul, Columbia, which also included a CIT title. It's really energized this Washington State program, has them a game over 500 on the year. They've been very good here at home.
And that's the first step. You shore up the home performance.
After they won at Baylor yesterday, and Gonzaga lost at BYU last night.
Jayhawks earned that #1 spot, but I don't know too many teams that could have gone to the Marriott Center and got a win yesterday, the way that BYU team came locked and loaded for the Zags. That was a great game.
Dejon Davis stumbling. Third Stanford giveaway. Washington State just 4 for 15 from the floor, 1 of 7 from 3. And trying to get the offense going in the absence of Isaac Bonton.
They really miss him in the ball screens. coming downhill, finding other players, getting other guys open. Right now, guys are just trying to go one-on-one, and they're turning it over.
Stripped by Oscar Da Silva.
Got him to cough it up. Great team defense.
Stanford's won the last 7 in this series, including earlier this season, a game last month on the farm at Maples Pavilion as they crushed Washington State. 88-62 as Bryce Wills with the takeaway. Stanford shot a season high 61% in that game. Dejon Davis missing a 3. Terry led Stanford in that game with 22 points. The Cardinal led by as many as 33 in that game, holding the Cougars to 39% shooting. C.J. Ellaby, his second 3.
And just when you think you're on him defensively, you have to understand, you got to be about a foot closer to him. Not only does he have the green light, one of the best clutch shooters in the conference.
Wills, offensive.
It's one thing for a big man to be talented. He not only is talented, he plays hard and tries to accomplish everything. He goes after block shots. He goes after offensive rebounds. He tries to make assists when it happens. Right there, you see him trying to get his hands on a loose ball. Just an active big man.
Stanford, one of the top defensive teams in the Pac-12, is Ellaby. And he ties the game. Ellaby with 8. Tied at 16.
Going back to Stanford on the defensive end, they do a great job of reacting to the ball. Teammates coming together to help each other out.
Tony Miller blocks the shot of Tyrell Terry. DJ Rodman. The rebound tipped out.
Those situations is beat his defender and create mismatch and rotation situations. Right now, the Cougars' offense is kind of stalling a little bit because Ellaby's the only guy out there who can beat his man in the one-on-one. They need someone to create that downhill action so they can rotate and swing the ball.
Tyrell Terry, and then to the Pac-12, number 3 Oregon, number 4 Stanford at Maples Pavilion. Sabrina Ionescu leads the Ducks against Tara Vanderveer and the Cardinal, and I will be in attendance tomorrow at Maples.
You're a Bay Area guy. Stanford just minutes from your home.
I'm checking my daughter.
Great basketball game.
Tomorrow.
Your daughter's name?
Berkeley.
You're a graduate of?
Cal.
Berkeley. Okay, very nice. I see what you did there.
Offensive rebound, Tony Miller, the reverse. He's coming off a career-high tying 18 in their loss here to Cal on Wednesday.
With Bonton out, the lineup gets a little bigger, more minutes available for a guy like him, and he's making the most of it. Second effort right there, and the Cougars trying to make offense however they can. That's just pure effort.
15 foul against Washington State. Isaac White, 3. Isaac White ends the drought for the floor for Stanford in almost 5 minutes. And Isaac White, a dead-eye three-point shooter at 44%.
Great assist by the freshman Terry, using the ball screen, holding onto the ball, knowing where his shooter was at.
Step back from Jervae Robinson. And the rebound, Oscar Da Silva. Tyrell Terry moving in. Dejon Davis has space. Nails a 3 as Stanford goes back-to-back from outside the arc.
Right now, the Cardinal picking them apart out of the ball screen. See what he does every day in practice, but games are nothing like practice. And for him to be as productive as he's been, I know Coach Haas has to be extremely excited about that.
9 straight for the Cardinals. And a 14-point Stanford lead. Elias Kuntz forcing the pass and a turnover. Tyrell Terry And the rebound, Jervae Robinson, Washington State on the move. C.J. Ellaby transition, three. Third three for Ellaby.
I don't think he's hit the rim yet on his three-pointers. Just a phenomenal shooter who has to create some type of offense because right now they're a little bit stagnant.
He has 11 of the Cougars' 22. Loose ball as Lucas Kasunas had it shoot off his hand. C.J. Ellaby runs the floor.
Two big plays right when the Cougars needed them from Ellaby. The three and then the breakaway layup. We'll see if they can continue to get some turnovers here the last couple minutes of the first half.
Washington State has trimmed it to 9. Behind the back, Tyrell Terry, and Stanford gives it away. Aliash Kuntz to the bucket. 7 straight for the Cougars, and it's a 7-point game.
Freshman point guard tried to get a little too cute right there. Terry with the behind-the-back turnover. But look at Coach Haas. He doesn't burn a timeout. He lets his guys play through this. They built a lead, and now they're giving it away, and he trusts them enough to get it together.
John Davis trying to a quick 7-0 run by Washington State. Has them within 7.
Right now, you got to ride this momentum. Find a way to ISO Ellaby and get him the ball. You got the crowd into this game. You got a great one-on-one weapon. They got to find a way to get him involved.
Deron Henson, fresh off the bench, rattles out the 3. He's in there to shoot the ball. That's what he can't do. And it just wouldn't go down or rattled out. Final minute of this first half. Stanford is led by as many as 14. Stripped from Tyrell Terry, but he gets it back.
They want to finish with De Silva in a ball screen. Here it is.
John Davis to the bucket and one
that I've seen this season.
And that's also the 3rd foul on Noah Williams as the and 1 for Davis, and he has 8. And Stanford up 10, and the Cougars can play for the final shot of the half.
And if you're the Cougars, 36 points for Stanford isn't that bad. It's not like it's a horrible defensive half. Their problem is on the offensive end. Only 26 points, and if it wasn't for that little run of 7, they'd be in a lot worse shape right now.
Here's Ellaby. 3 more, C.J. Ellaby. Stanford needs to hurry to get a shot off. Tyrell Terry from midcourt. And 12 from outside the arc, but 8 turnovers help keep Washington State around, while the Cougs shot just 35% in the first half.
The turnovers led to those layups that got the crowd into the game.
Loose ball, here comes C.J. Ellaby. Washington State attacks, Jervae Robinson looking for the trailer, and Marvin Cannon has to chase it down.
A little missed opportunity right there. You want to start the halves with something strong. They had a turnover.
Marvin Cannon rattles in a 3, his first points in just his 7th three-pointer on the season, and it's a 4-point game.
Well, that'll work. A 3 is better than a 2. So things work out for the Cougars. They get a turnover and turn into 3 points.
Stanford led by as many as 14 in the first half. As Dejon Davis, the runner, rattles and goes. 10 for Davis.
That's all he wants to do is just drive, get the defender on his hip, and then he gets big when he gets in the lane. He's tough to stop.
(38-32) Stanford as Oscar De Silva to steal. Bryce Wills. Dejon Davis has space, nails a 3.
Terry with another great assist, and Davis starting to heat up here in the second half.
Stanford 7 of 13 from 3. And a 9-point lead for the Cardinals. And a pivotal game for them. Jeff Pollard can't get the 3.
And right here, this isn't a tough shot. This is straight away from downtown, wide open.
And there's a Stanford. And Kyle Smith and the Cougars at senior day here. But for Stanford, they're 17-9. 6 and 7 in the conference after they started league play at 4-0, but they have lost 7 of their last 9. They're coming off a win in Seattle against Washington Thursday night as Oscar da Silva scoops it in. Back to a double-digit lead, the net ranking for Stanford 32. But right now, Joe Lunardi has him among the first 4 out.
You gotta do your own work.
Corey really responded here as of late.
And I gotta get on the phone with Joey Brackets. I don't understand how UCLA doesn't make the tournament, given the fact they beat Colorado twice, they beat Arizona. I know their numbers aren't as impressive in terms of strength of schedule in the net, but just on the eyeball test, they're putting pressure on a lot of Pac-12 teams, Stanford included.
Win at Colorado, win at Arizona for UCLA.
That's huge.
And early on, it was a team that was trying to find themselves with a new coach. Nice pass, Oscar da Silva to Jaden Dallaire. And ever since UCLA lost to Stanford at Pauley Pavilion, that's when he called his team out. And he really stuck it to him publicly. And the Bruins could have responded in two ways, right? They could have just said, "Oh, forget this guy. We didn't come here for him. We were brought in by Steve Alford. And who's this guy, Mick Cronin? He's our coach now. The heck with it." Or they could dig deep as a team as Deja.
Extremely risky play by Mick Cronin as a coach, because you're right, a first-year coach on a team that's up and down, it could have easily nosedived, but I think the players reacted to the fact that he had confidence in them, and he was frustrated because they weren't realizing their potential. It wasn't that he was publicly trying to disgrace them. He was basically telling them, guys, you're better than this, and they have responded in an outstanding fashion.
And they bought into Mick Cronin also. Oscar da Silva spinning. Falls off. C.J. Ellaby brings it across for the Cougars. (47-35) Stanford.
C.J. Ellaby playing the 4 position right now, the power forward spot with the smaller lineup.
Tony Miller had a good look, gets his own miss. No box out on the shooter. Knocked away, picked up Tony Miller on the baseline.
Making it happen just by being active. That was a lost ball that Miller just happened to be cutting to the rim anyway, bounced right into his hands.
Oscar da Silva rims out a 3. Tony Miller clears for the Cougars. Jervae Robinson, the pull-up, rattles in. First points for the senior in his final home game.
And a crushing screen set right there by Ellaby to open him up for the jump shot.
Washington State with an 8. And a read.
40% from downtown. You want to shoot more when you're shooting that hot.
Plus, he's playing against dudes he grew up playing with. C.J. Ellaby for Washington State. They're both from the Seattle area. Dejan went to Garfield High School in Seattle. And Jared thinking that the defender was in Jaden Dallaire's cylinder. And that's what he was motioning with his hands up and down. But Dejan Davis grew up playing with C.J. Ellaby, all the great talent for the Seattle area, including Noah Williams is on the floor right now. We're on the west side of the state. Noah Williams, an O'Day product. But Dejan grew up playing guys like Jalen Noel.
That'd be a great motivator, suiting up
Kevin
against
Porter.
Yeah, suiting up against guys you know and traveled with and are friends with, but no friends this afternoon.
Jaden Dallaire moves in. Shot clock rolling down. Here is Davis. Throws it up. And C.J. Ellaby the rebound. Chance to cut further into the Stanford lead for the Cougars. Ellaby left with nowhere to go, but chased down by Marvin Cannon. 2-2 to signal it was on Keith.
Interesting strategy right here for Stanford. Doubling the post and then daring the Cougars to knock down the shot out of the double team.
Marvin Cannon, the kick. Noah Williams from the corner. And the rebound chased down by Isaac White for Stanford. Shot clock at 10. Bryce Wills. Davis with 2. Fires, the shot clock expires. CJ Ellaby another rebound. 8 for Ellaby.
And without Oscar Da Silva on the court, you see Stanford offense doesn't quite look the same.
CJ Ellaby looks the same. 20 for Ellaby.
Roxy,
for CJ Ellaby, that is his 16th 20-point game.
And we've seen this formula a few times from the Cougars. Keep the score low and hope Ellaby can get you about 25 to 30. And he's well on his way to that tonight as there's another turnover in the open court, but they can't come up with it.
Jaden Dallaire gets it back. Bryce Wills. Shot clock winding down. Wills lets fly. And the rebound tipped out, Jervae Robinson.
And now Stanford continues to struggle on the offensive end as Da Silva sits and waits to check into this game.
Robinson hangs, scoops it up and in.
Great ball screen by Ellaby. He draws 2 defenders down the lane for the up and under. We got a 4-point game here.
8 straight for Washington State.
And for a team that's had so many tough losses this year, Roy Williams and that North Carolina team, I really felt like that win at home against Duke could have set them in the right direction. But instead, they've still continued to struggle.
Dejon Davis. The miss at James Keefe, the offensive rebound. Stanford's been scoreless for 5.5 minutes. They're still up 4.
I like this matchup.
And Joe Lunardi saying that even with the win today, it doesn't affect Stanford's status. They'll still be on the outside looking in.
They've got some work to do, and obviously a couple of weekends left in conference play. Then there's the Pac-12 tournament in Las Vegas. And from what we've seen this season, anything can happen in Las Vegas.
Spencer Jones, 3. Ends the drought for Stanford of over 5.5 minutes. Third 3 for Jones. Off balance, CJ Ellaby. And here comes Stanford. Oscar Da Silva drives the weekend for them as the Cardinal will head home. The Mountain Schools visit the Farm next weekend. Utah first Wednesday night. And then next Sunday it'll be Colorado at Maples Pavilion. Before the regular season ends up in the state of Oregon.
Well, you're right. If Stanford can find a way to complete the road sweep and then go home to host the Mountain Schools, and to be quite honest, neither of them plays tremendously well on the road. They've got a great chance to put together 4 wins at a crucial time in their schedule.
Bryce Wills spinning. And the first points of the ball game for Bryce Wills put Stanford up 10.
And that's how you break into the scorers column when the monsters. Joey Brackett has said possibly 5 tournament-bound teams in the conference. They've all got to go to Vegas. So if you need a good win, you might be able to pick up one there.
State Knowles are 14-0 at home. That's at 7 Eastern, then a huge one at Fog Allen Fieldhouse for maybe soon-to-be #1 Kansas against Oklahoma State. Both games are on ESPN and the ESPN app. Jervae Robinson with 7 all in the second half.
The Cougars made a run and cut it to 4, and then Stanford responded. And with 10 minutes left in this game, the question is, do the Cougars have another run in them?
Bryce Wills says, not so fast, Corey Williams.
Well, neither coach Coaches hate when their teams trade buckets. You want your team to get stops. So right now, even though Stanford is up by 9, they don't want to trade buckets. They want to get stops defensively.
Jervae Robinson again.
Heating up right now. The question is, can they now couple this with a couple of defensive stops to gain some momentum?
Leaning in.
Getting up to the rim, getting contact, getting to the free throw line. A much more physical guard than he was a year ago.
And also having Tyrell Terry around has freed him up a little bit.
Yeah, you don't have to handle the ball. You can go toe the line and wait on the ball, or you can stand in the corner, wait on the penetration. When you're not the primary ball handler, you can think about offense a heck of a lot more.
C.J. Ellaby challenge 3 over Davis. Oscar Da Silva pulls down the rebound. Knocked away, diving for it, Marvin Cannon. And the tie-up. For his floor burns at Kansas and at Cal when he played there. But that's a Washington State floor burn. Way off of the step back from Jervae Robinson. That's kind of beating Jared Hass in his own game. And a foul shooter in the Pac-12 at 91%. He's been in double digits 23 of the 25 games this year. He's been a Pac-12 Freshman of the Week once. And he put Stanford up 12, matching their largest lead of the second half. They led by as many as 14 in the first half.
You see Stanford doubling the post no matter who it is.
Marvin Cannon, foul. It has to be special for the family. Though the first time around this year, it wasn't great for her son Michael against Dad's team because Stanford hammered Washington State.
You know, Rox, basketball is a simple game to play, but it's a very complex game to coach. And to have a dad that's in the industry and in the biz and can help you out, give you some guidance, that's huge. For any young man aspiring to be a coach one day.
Loose ball. Match his eye to make the chart and get the tally.
I used to be in charge of diving on the floor and all the hustle plays at Arizona.
How about the hustle from C.J. Ellaby?
Block shot. But that floor burn stat tends to go away at the next level.
From out of bounds hit the rim. It's not a shot, therefore it doesn't allow you to reset the shot clock. So that's why it was not a reset. And a shot clock violation on Stanford as C.J. Ellaby had a chance to reset the feed. Misses the 3 and Stanford controls.
In a 12-point game with 7 minutes to go, the Cougars have to get stops, try to score some buckets. They can no longer trade buckets the last 7 minutes of this game.
The miss from Oscar Da Silva. C.J. Ellaby, 9th rebound, 20 points, 9 boards for Ellaby. Jervae Robinson, who's been hot here in the second half, missing the pull-up, and a loose ball. Bryce Wills comes away with it. Inside 6.5 minutes. Stanford searching for their 18th win. They had 15 wins all of last season. Oscar Da Silva, wide open 3.
In a perfect world, you would give a guy 6'10" that wide open 3 from NBA range, but that just happens to be Oscar Da Silva, and he can drill those like it's nothing.
Largest lead of the ball game for the Cardinal. Jervae Robinson that blows the layup.
See the patience of Stanford. They're not a team that you can heat up and have them play out of control. They're very deliberate. Point guard Terry does an outstanding job of getting them organized.
Here's Oscar Da Silva. Goes baseline. And Stanford is up 17.
They have responded in a big way after having this lead cut all the way down to 4. They put together some defensive stops, but more importantly, found that offensive rhythm.
10 straight for the Cardinal. Knocked away from Ellaby. It's Luke. Nescu going up against number 4 Stanford, Tara Vanderveer's Cardinal. I'll be there tomorrow night. I'm going.
It's going to be a great game. Some stats on the line, but I'm sure Sabrina will tell you she's all about the W, as that game will probably determine the conference champ.
Oscar da Silva. Bryce Wills spinning. Knocked away by Aliage Coots. Wills
and that's the perfect word. It certainly was spiraling for Stanford. They were not looking like the team they began the season as, and now they have a chance to correct some things. And to be honest with you, the Pac-12 has surprised me in the fact that it's so congested this late in the season. So many games, so many big games yet to come, as the Arizona schools go to play the Los Angeles schools next weekend. A lot of this will get sorted out in the next 2 weekends before the Pac-12 tournament.
And I don't think it's painful for the Stanford fans to think again about that game that Stanford had at USC at the Galen Center. The Cardinals were up 20 at the half. They led by 21 early in the second.
This game on a neutral site, who knows? I mean, right now, the Cougars, you would think, had home court advantage, but missing a key element of their offense with their point guard.
No Isaac Bonton today, and Stanford up 17. Stanford has beaten Washington State 7 straight times heading into today, including once already this season. Five to shoot, C.J. Ellaby. Well short on
the rim, no ball screen, getting guys to rotate, just a lot of one-on-one passing around the perimeter, and they've had to end up with some difficult shots late in the possession.
Tyrell Terry rattles in the 3.
So calm, so matter of fact. He's a player that can score a lot, but he doesn't really call his own number because he knows he has capable players that he has to get involved in the game. But right there, you saw how easy that step back was for him.
Jervae Robinson answers for Washington State, and he has a career-high tying 14 on senior day. Comfortable lead for the Cardinal on the road.
Right now we're about to see what I believe college basketball is really all about. Senior day here at the Palouse. Paying respect to guys who sacrificed and gave to the program.
Noah Williams blocked by Oscar da Silva. And a foul will put Marvin Cannon.
Getting some guys in. Get a little extra burn at the end of the game. Game in hand. Stanford played extremely well here in the second half to create some distance. And the Cougars, when you look at that remaining schedule, they certainly are going to need their point guard back to have a fighting chance with all 3 games on the road.
Tyrell Terry lines it up.
Well, how good is he when he wants to turn it on? Like I said, a player who thinks pass first, but man, when you need him to score, he really can fill it up.
75-57 Stanford. C.J. Ellaby well short again on the step back.
That's just legs. He's dead tired. He's had to play the 4 position the entire half, banging against Oscar da Silva. Now they're in a zone defense the last couple of possessions, but give C.J. Ellaby a lot of credit. He tried to be a one-man show tonight and came up short.
And without Bonton, look, C.J. Ellaby already has a ton on his plate with his team and has to add to it. Jaden Dallaire, the offensive rebound, missing a putback. Jervae Robinson, the rebound. 1 minute remaining. Long pull-up 3 from Robinson, and Bryce Wills clears. An appearance for Keenan Fitzmaurice, redshirt freshman from Overland Park, Kansas. Stanford putting the finishing touches on win number 18 and a sweep of the state of Washington for the season.
Great start to rebuilding that season and keeping their destiny in their own hands in terms of that elusive NCAA bubble. Road sweep, and then they go home, and they got to handle business at Maples.
Jeff Pollard trying to send the crowd into orbit with his seat. And the lasting power of the Miracle on Ice in this week's SC featured. Sports Center, 11 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. It's been 40 years since the Miracle on Ice.
And I don't know that